Welcome to round number 1 here on YouTube. My name is Michael. As always, timestamps are down in the description box below so you can jump straight ahead to the talking points that matter to you the most. Now, 7 days ago, I put out a video titled WWE Secretly Sabotaging Chelsea Green. My argument was simple. I didn't believe WWE Creative would treat Chelsea as a credible, legitimate champion while protecting their undisputed franchise player, Rhea Ripley. I expected them to use her as a placeholder and move on. Well, this week's SmackDown opening segment didn't just challenge that take, it completely stole the show. And we had 24 minutes of live television mastery. And that entire 24-minute opening block was electric. Watching live on Netflix, there was a point where the broadcast cut straight to a commercial break without any traditional TV setup. Nobody in that ring seemed worried about arbitrary television cues or hitting rigid time markers. Everyone was locked in on one thing, delivering the narrative. That segment was an absolute masterclass in improvisational booking under real-world constraints. So what went down? There was a relinquishment attempt. SmackDown GM Nick Aldis brought out Chelsea Green, citing medical concerns over the broken orbital bone she suffered against JC Jane, and asked her to forfeit the title. Chelsea delivered a career-defining promo. She called out the reality of being treated as a perpetual comic relief character rather than the top star, putting her body on the line in dumpster matches and taking kicks to the face, and refused to surrender the gold without losing it in the ring. So, moved by her grit, Aldis bypassed medical advice and granted her 30 days to get cleared, mask up, and defend the championship. Then there was the Gunther interruption, which nobody expected. So the ring general walked to dismiss her sob story, sparking a heated exchange in which Chelsea roasted his ego and reminded him that she was the only champion standing in the ring. And that brought out Matt Cardona to defend his wife, sparking an impromptu slugfest that Gunther eventually won via submission. Now, the aftermath, Nia Jax, Lash legend, immediately confronted Green, threatening to break her face again before Tiffany Stratton rushed in to even the odds. And this segment proved why WWE needs more dynamic interactions between the men and women rosters without leaning on romantic tropes. Having Gunther collide verbally with Chelsea Green made the show feel like a cohesive living world instead of two segregated lineups running in parallel. Gunther left looking like an arrogant purist heel, which his character needed. Chelsea gained massive credibility by standing toe-to-toe with one of the most protected stars on the roster. It brought unpredictable energy back to live television. So, which leads me to the issue that WWE has yet to address, which is dropping the interim tag line. And while I'll gladly take back 95% of my criticism regarding WWE sabotaging her booking, there's still one major creative flaw: the interim tag. Having an interim champion defend a championship makes no sense to me. If Chelsea Green beats Nia Jax within this 30-day window, she's heading towards Crown Jewel for a champion versus champion showcase against Women's World Champion Liv Morgan. Is WWE really going to promote that as world champion versus interim champion? So that cheapens the whole build. WWE needs to drop the interim label, recognize Chelsea Green as the undisputed WWE Women's Champion, and let Rhea Ripley hunt down the title when she returns. So that's it for this weekend edition of round number one. A short upload, short recording, I know, but that's all I have for you for this weekend. We'll see you during the week. And this is Michael signing off. Everybody stay cool.